So hi, I'm here with Tala, and Tala is going to talk to us today about her entry into the Elly competition. And this is her piece. Can you tell us the name?
It's called Clowns. It's very simple, yeah.
Okay. And what inspired you to do this piece?
What inspired me is the fact that finance and like really trying to stay in a budget and trying to really personal finance is really hard. And what I wanted to show is not like very what you see is not like, oh, you can easily get the meaning out of it. It requires interpretation, and you can go about this interpreting it from different points of view. But the way I would approach it is that I would say like, oh, these clowns represent like our fear and kind of what would go wrong if we don't the extremism, actually more of a dystopic extremism of like what would happen if like you don't personal finance and take care of your wealth. And it's kind of like showing crime rates, and kind of like the clown represents these kind of dystopic feelings.
And it's entitled, do you want to tell them the title and a little bit about it?
Yeah, sure. So I simply titled it Debt, and I actually originally, when I just get these ideas flowing, I originally thought of this concept for this art piece because I was originally going to be making it about depression, because I'm in psychology and I like to do things about that, about mental disorders, because I think it's very important. And as I saw this email about this competition for this art piece that you could submit, I realized that when I think about the themes, and one of them happened to be about debt, and especially student debt, I realized how relatable it was and how it often coincided with the feelings of depression. And that's how I ended up morphing the piece, because I really like working with symbolism especially, and that was important for this competition. And so I'm not going to go into detail because there's a lot of symbolism.
Holding in my hand here Jenny's submission, and it's called the Dream Project, and she's going to tell us some more about it.
Okay.
Is it a Dream Project? Did I get the name right?
Yes.
Okay, here you go.
So this submission is about this beautiful young woman having this dream for the future, this social status, this aspiration that she has, and she wants to try to get there. But how does she do that? There's a lot of approaches that we can take to achieve, let's say, financial stability, as represented by the title of the books that she's reading over here. And as the artist for this submission, I recognize that financial literacy is probably one of the more effective channels to achieve this, but efforts to educate ourselves with it sometimes end up in vain, because honestly, financial literacy resources are long and sometimes very difficult to understand, and sometimes a little bit gray.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your submission. Entry is entitled Major Changes, and she's here to tell us about it. Anna.
Hi, I'm Anna. So I made a video entry with a couple of friends called Major Changes, and basically what happens is a young girl about just starting university has always been used to spending her parents' money, using her parents' credit cards, as opposed to working for her own money and learning the value of hard work and the value of a dollar, values like that. 1 month she spends a bit too much money and her parents get fed up, and so you'll have to watch the video to see what happens next and how she handles that, things like that. The purpose, I guess, of why I chose this kind of topic was to appeal to a couple audiences, and the first one would be teenagers and young adults, getting them thinking about taking control over their own finances, and every year taking less and less from their parents, making more and more on their own, particularly after they get a full-time job and get a degree. They want to be paying for most things themselves, and very few things having those paid for by the parents. The other audience would be young parents of younger children, even parents of like school-age children, thinking about, okay, this is a nightmare child. My character was a nightmare child. Like, what kind of steps did the parents have to take for such a long time that led to this, and made inspire parents to teach kids from a younger age the value of hard work and things like that, so that they will not get to the state that my character got to, so that those parents don't have to have that kind of discussion with their kids, as the mom in the story had to have with me after spending so much money.
So hi, I'm here with Sookie, and Sookie is one of the entries in the song category for the Elly competition. And she's going to tell us today the song she chose and why she chose it.
So the song I chose was Royals by Lorde, and the reason why I chose it is because this contest, was surrounded about management and
Personal finance.
yeah, personal finance. And so when I listened to that song for the first time, the lyrics really stood out to me because the main goal of the song was to express how she doesn't care about materialistic things. She doesn't care about looking like she's rich and stuff like that. And so a lot of the lyrics, I can't quote it, I don't really remember, but a lot of the lyrics really represent how she she knows what she wants. She knows how to she knows not to give into materialistic things and stuff like that.
So it resonates with you.
Yeah, it does, because I'm the same way. I don't care about buying big brands and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you're going to be performing on the night of the Elly competition, the Elly extravaganza, just in case you didn't. So all the entries in all categories will be presenting their artwork and their song and their dance at the Elly extravaganza. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you there, and we'll be announcing the winners on January 17th. So thank you so much.
Thank you.